It's 6 a.m., but it's still dark outside. Since it's raining today, it seems darker outside. Oh, so that's it. Hey, have you ever imagined what Earth would be like without light? It sounds like a silly idea, but let's consider this scenario and see what might happen. The Sun is a massive star, with a mass approximately 333,000 times that of Earth. This immense mass generates a powerful gravitational force, keeping the planets in the solar system in orbit around it. The Sun provides a vast amount of energy to Earth in the form of light and heat. With temperatures reaching up to 9,932 degrees Fahrenheit, it is hot enough to melt or vaporize any substance known to man, including diamond or graphene. Fortunately, our Earth is located far enough from the Sun to receive just the right amount of heat for life to exist. Additionally, the Sun supplies the energy needed for natural processes such as photosynthesis, warming Earth's surface, and driving weather cycles. The average distance from the Sun to Earth is about 149.6 million kilometers, also known as 1 astronomical unit. The speed of sunlight, as well as any light in a vacuum, is approximately 299,792,458 meters per second, or roughly 300,000 kilometers per second. It takes sunlight about 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach Earth. The moment the Sun suddenly disappears, you would have over 8 minutes to see the last rays of light before Earth plunges into darkness. After that, we would no longer see sunlight. The sky would then become pitch black as no more sunlight would reach Earth. The planets, stars, and other celestial bodies might become more visible in the sky, as there would be no daylight to obscure them. Without sunlight, the temperature on Earth would drop very quickly. The Sun is the main source of heat for our planet, so without light and heat from the Sun, Earth would begin to cool down. Initially, the temperature change might not be immediately noticeable, but within just a few hours, it would plummet, especially during the night. Tropical regions would start to feel the chill, while temperate and polar regions would quickly descend into extreme and harsh freezing conditions. Within 24 hours, the average temperature on Earth would drop by about 18 degrees Fahrenheit to 27 degrees Fahrenheit. Tropical regions, which are usually warm, might experience temperatures near or below freezing. By the third day, the average temperature could drop below -30.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Within a week, most of Earth's surface would be covered in frost, with temperatures potentially dropping to -99.4 degrees Fahrenheit, causing the oceans to gradually freeze from the surface. However, water beneath thick layers of ice might remain liquid for a time due to residual heat from Earth's core. Eventually, within a few months, temperatures would stabilize around -328 degrees Fahrenheit or even lower, turning Earth into an icy planet. Only heat sources from within the Earth, like geothermal activity, could retain a small amount of warmth in a few very limited areas. In the long run, if the Sun doesn't return, Earth would become a frozen ball of ice, resembling a dead planet, as the extreme cold would make everything incredibly harsh and unable to sustain life as we know it. Plants, which rely on sunlight for photosynthesis, would wither and gradually die. Temperatures would plummet, oceans would freeze, and the sky would become as dark as an endless night. Humans and animals, deprived of energy and food sources, would struggle to survive in a world devoid of life, where only loneliness and despair remain. The world, once full of vitality, would turn into a cold, desolate, and empty place. Plants, deprived of sunlight for photosynthesis, would quickly wither, leading to the collapse of the entire food chain. Animals, from tiny insects to large lions, would lose their food and energy sources, resulting in massive declines and eventual extinction. The oceans would freeze, ceasing to provide warmth and nutrients to marine life. Without stable temperatures, the weather would become extreme and unpredictable, making all habitats harsh and uninhabitable. Ultimately, the entire ecosystem, once balanced and diverse, would disintegrate, leaving behind a barren and lifeless planet. Without sunlight, solar panels would become useless, and other renewable energy sources would also fail to operate effectively. Temperatures would plummet, forcing power plants to cope with enormous electricity demands for heating, while energy supplies dwindle. All electronic devices would gradually run out of power, transportation would come to a halt, and the modern life we once knew would become paralyzed. Without light and energy, humanity would face a dark era, where everyone struggles to find energy sources in a world slowly sinking into cold and despair. Without sunlight, the body cannot synthesize enough vitamin D, leading to weakened bones and a compromised immune system. The lack of natural light also disrupts circadian rhythms, causing sleep disturbances, fatigue, stress, and depression. The sudden drop in temperature would make it difficult for the body to maintain a stable temperature, increasing the risk of hypothermia and other cold-related illnesses. The process of photosynthesis in plants will cease without sunlight. As plants die off, herbivores will starve, followed by carnivores. Agriculture will be directly and immediately affected. Without crops, there will be no food from agricultural sources. This will lead to a severe food shortage, resulting in widespread famine. Nations dependent on agriculture will be particularly vulnerable, and food reserves will quickly be depleted. When humanity no longer has enough food to sustain life, conflicts, riots, and resource disputes will erupt. Governments will struggle to control the situation, leading to the breakdown of social institutions and the ability to maintain order. In this scenario, diseases will have a strong opportunity to spread. Malnutrition and poor living conditions will weaken the human immune system, creating a fertile ground for epidemics to thrive. The lack of medical resources and sanitation, coupled with the collapse of public services, will exacerbate the situation. The extinction of most species on Earth will become inevitable, sooner or later. The process of evaporation from oceans, lakes, and rivers will drastically decrease without the sun's heat. This will result in a reduction in cloud formation and rainfall, causing regions dependent on rain to dry up. Moreover, without sunlight, Earth's temperature will drop significantly, leading to water freezing in many areas, and we will no longer have access to fresh water. Suppose we had prepared for this possibility in advance by constructing massive underground cities equipped with high-powered LED systems to replace sunlight, along with fusion reactors to maintain stable temperatures. These cities would house hydroponic farms where plants could grow without soil, using recycled water from melted ice to provide food for humans. People begin living under strict regulations, conserving resources, and finding ways to survive in this new environment. Although life underground can never compare to the world above, humanity remains determined to continue living, hoping for a miracle or a final solution to bring the sun back. What would you do if the sun suddenly disappeared one day? Leave your comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.